video, I'm going to share with you 3 gut healing desserts, and I'm also going to explain some of the amazing health benefits of including gelatin in your diet. So we'll be making yogurt blood plum cheesecake, as well as chocolate panna cotta and some lemon tartlets. All of the recipes are gluten-free and refined sugar-free and can easily be made dairy-free as well. So gelatin is the cooked form of collagen. You've probably heard all about collagen lattes. Of course, you can enjoy the health benefits just from consuming gelatinous cuts of meat and bone broth and all those kinds of things. However, I think for a lot of people, they find it hard to include those in their diet on a regular basis. So that's why I wanted to show you some yummy ways to incorporate gelatin into eating desserts, and because I feel like this is much more achievable for a lot of people, and especially depending on where you fall on the kind of meat to veg spectrum, you might feel more comfortable eating gelatin, whereas you might not want to eat a fatty cut of meat for some reason. So eating gelatin boosts collagen levels in the body. Collagen is found everywhere in the body. It's most abundant in the skin, which is about 70% collagen, but also the tendons and ligaments. It provides your skeleton with a sturdy yet flexible structure, which it also provides to your wobbly desserts. So gelatin provides you with glycine and proline, which are the building blocks of collagen, which increases the shine of your hair, it makes your nails stronger, it makes your skin shinier and more stretchy and sort of have that hydrated, plump look. Just a few tablespoons can provide you with about 3 grams of glycine, which is enough to create measurable improvements in your sleep quality. Glycine is also an inhibitory neurotransmitter, which means that it can increase mental clarity and make you feel more calm and sleep better as well. It's important to note that some people can have a histamine reaction to gelatin. If you know that you have a severe histamine intolerance, then make sure to not eat gelatin. The amino acids in collagen play a huge role in healing and sealing the gut lining. So if you have leaky gut, they will really help you because the amino acids in the collagen actually heal the damaged cells and build new tissues in the intestinal wall, as well as coating and protecting and soothing the intestinal lining as well. So eating gelatin and collagen helps you to have strong hair and nails. It can prevent joint pain, supports weight management, and promotes cardiovascular health. It supports bone repair and supports liver health. It supports a shorter recovery time after having an injury. It improves quality sleep. It's a highly bioavailable source of protein. It aids digestion and it aids hormonal balance. It has anti-inflammatory properties. It reduces stretch marks, cellulite and wrinkles, and it boosts metabolism. Plus, you are not going to need any more convincing once you see these delicious desserts. Alright, let's do some cooking. So we're going to be making a dairy-free chocolate panna cotta. I use Changing Habits gelatin, but you can also use Great Lakes, that's a good one. Make sure it's grass-fed and organic if possible. Then all you do is just add 1 tablespoon of gelatin with 2 tablespoons of cool water. And this is called blooming the gelatin. So essentially it's rehydrating it. And then once it's rehydrated, so you leave it for about 2 minutes, then you'll be able to melt it. So there are a couple of ways of doing that, and I'm going to show you both. So you can do it in a little bowl like this with some hot water, which will heat it up and you'll be able to melt it really well. You want to make sure you get rid of all of the little clumps, because otherwise you end up with the clumps in your dessert. So you'll just get the yolks of 2 eggs and combine that with 400 mils of coconut cream. And then you can put that into a saucepan on the stove and add 1/4 cup of maple syrup and 1/4 cup of cacao powder, and add 1 tablespoon of rose water. So you just use a bit of olive oil to grease your molds, and then you can sort of strain the liquid in there. Or alternatively, you can use a glass like here. You don't need the molds, they're just fun and fancy. So ideally I would have put this onto the chopping board before I poured the liquid in. That's a pro tip, so you can easily carry it into the fridge or the freezer. So let's make our cheesecake now. Ideally I would have had enough baking paper to cover the whole thing, but I didn't, so I just used some olive oil again, and I'm just lining the muffin trays too, so that'll be for our lemon tartlets that we're gonna make. So just grab a 1/4 cup of butter and you want to melt that in a saucepan on the stove. I just kind of like press it in and then scrape it out with a fork like that. And then you can just add 1 egg and 1/4 cup maple syrup, or you could use honey, and mix that with the melted butter. So just give that a little stir, and then you can add in some vanilla and add in 2 cups of almond meal. So this is going to give us the base for our lemon tartlets, and you can just pop that into the fridge to cool. Okay, let's make the base for our cheesecake. So you're just going to do exactly the same thing again, pretty much. So you'll have your 1 egg, you'll have your 1/4 cup of maple syrup, you'll have your 1/4 cup of melted butter, and you'll just whisk that all together with some vanilla. And this time you'll just add 1 cup of almond meal and 1 cup of chopped macadamia nuts. So you could use any nuts in this, but obviously macadamia is delicious. So you just cool the mixture so that it'll be easier to press down. I was trying to mix it here uncooled, and you'll see that I just kind of spread it out and then I set it to cool and then I get it out again. We've got our cooled tartlet base mixture, and I'm just oiling my fingers so that I can sort of press down without it sticking to me. Okay, so that mixture's cooled and I'm just pressing it down to make it a little bit more flat. So those, we just bake those in an oven at 180 for 20 minutes till they're golden and toasted. So we're gonna make the filling for our cheesecake. So we've got 2 tablespoons of gelatin, which we're gonna bloom with some of our milk. So we're just taking 4 tablespoons of our milk. So once that's bloomed, we'll just add it to a saucepan on the stove, and we'll pour a little bit more of our milk in and just slowly dissolve it, adding more and more of the milk in as we go. So once that's all really well melted, then you can just add that to a bowl with the sweetener. So we've got 1/2 cup of maple syrup and 200 grams of labneh, 1 teaspoon of vanilla. Just give that a whisk together, and then we'll add in our milk gelatin mixture and give that a stir. Then we've got our cream, so our whipped cream, and we're just gonna sort of fold that through as best we can and give it a good mix to make sure it's nice and smooth. So we'll pour that over our base, which by this time has cooled, and you can kind of spread it out with a spatula or give it a little shake like that to sort of spread it to get it flat. So we're gonna pop that into the freezer for about 20 minutes. So let's move on to our lemon tart mixture. So we're just gonna squeeze the juice of 3 lemons, and we'll give that a little strain to make sure there's no pulp and seeds. So you want to bloom 1 tablespoon of gelatin with 2 tablespoons of lemon juice, and once that's bloomed, you'll just add it into a saucepan with the rest of the lemon juice over the stove and give it a little melt. You want to whisk up your egg yolks and add in the maple syrup and the gelatin lemon juice mixture. Once that's all combined, you can add in your whipped cream. Just add a little at a time and give it a good mix. So now you just want to pour your mixture over your cooled bases, and just make sure to leave a little bit of space at the top so that you can add your sliced lemon later. So let's make the topping for our cheesecake. So I've just got 600 grams of frozen blood plums. So you can use any kind of frozen fruit here, maybe berries or mango, just have an experiment. I've added 100 grams of butter and 1/4 cup of maple syrup, and I'm just gonna simmer this for about half an hour until it gets nice and syrupy. So now you just wanna remove the plums from the syrup liquid, and we'll let those cool down. So now we're just gonna bloom 1 teaspoon of gelatin with 2 teaspoons of water, and then we'll add that into our plum syrup and just heat that over the stove, give it a melt until it's well combined. At this point, you'll place the plums in concentric circles over the labneh layer and make it all pretty, space it out well, and then you can pour the gelatin plum syrup mixture over the top. Spread that out evenly, and then you can place it into the freezer to set. So we're gonna make the top layer of our lemon tartlets. So you'll want to bloom 1 teaspoon of gelatin with 2 teaspoons of water. Once that's bloomed, you can Heat it up over the stove, or you can do this bowl method with the hot water. Then next you'll add 1/4 cup of strained lemon juice and 1/4 cup of water. And you'll just give that a good mix till it's all syrupy, well combined, and all of the gelatin is dissolved. Now you're going to place 1 slice of lemon over each tart, and then you can scoop roughly about 1 tablespoon of the lemon juice gelatin mixture over the top. And that is how you do it. Okay, so to decorate the cheesecake, all you need to do is grab some edible flowers. In this case, I'm using calendula flowers and rosemary as well as lavender. But you could use roses or really any edible flowers. Once you get the basics of gelatin, 400 ml liquid to 1 tablespoon gelatin, you can literally make any flavor. It's so much fun. And I used a hairdryer to heat these up from the bottom, just so they melted slightly, and then I could pop them out. Oh, there we go. Classic move there. And how gorgeous is that? I genuinely feel like I was at a cafe. Like so fun. And this is our chocolate panna cotta. So delicious. I'm honestly addicted to these. These are one of the easiest, most delicious panna cottas, and I can't believe that they're dairy free as well. So you'll have to experiment with these. There are a million different flavor combinations once you get the basics of using gelatin. All right, that's it from me today, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure to like this video and subscribe to my channel. It really does support me to keep creating these videos, and it means it makes it easier for more people to eat gut healing foods. If you know somebody that would enjoy this video, make sure to share the link with them. Next week's video is so exciting. I've got Claire Baker coming on to chat about how to meal prep for your period, as well as her new book, 50 Things You Need to Know About Periods. So she is a women's health and lifestyle coach. On Claire's About page, she says, the intersection of menstrual cycle awareness and life coaching is what I'm here to share, because I know this formula is vital to feeling more balanced, creative, turned on and tuned in. Yes, your period has everything to do with your life goals. Oh, I so agree with all of those statements, and I'm so stoked to have her on my YouTube channel next week. So make sure to press the bell so you don't miss that one, and I'll see you next Sunday, guys. If you'd like to learn how to make the labneh that I used in this cheesecake recipe, then you can watch this video here on how to make homemade yogurt and labneh. It's really easy and a great recipe to have up your sleeve. Come find me on Instagram, where you can see the behind the scenes of where I live on a little farm and all the things that I eat on a daily basis. See you next time, guys.